this is what. In fact, if you were in court, for those that were in court, you agree with me that every investigation that was carried out by the Nigerian police, everything that was brought to the court to nail the killer driver, everything was striked out by the sitting judge because they were all flawed. It was just the voice notes and the video she did that served her justice on the part of only the driver. There was no single investigation that the court acted on. Now, let me say something. I was at lawsuit when the autopsy was carried out. And some fluid were taken from a specimen. And they promised that the result would be outside to determine if the driver also had carnal knowledge of Bamise. And if it was only one person, 2 or 3. I can tell you for free that as we are seated, this is 3 years, we've not gotten the results of that specimen. So who is deceiving who? I was opportune to meet a man. I'll soon, one of these days, I'll bring him out to the media. He was working with LBSL as at the time this issue happened. He said, and I could, because he was a supervisor there with the cleaners. He said when that bus arrived, that fateful Saturday, it was himself and his team that washed off blood from that bus. And then LBSL is telling us they don't have hand in it. But remember, it is Lamata that employs BRT drivers. So officially, the driver is a government employee. So now, judgment has been passed. Death by hanging. It could only be signed by the sitting governor. The prosecuting judge can only give judgments. The only person that can make sure it is implemented is the executive. Our state governor has not given one single speech on that note. If you think we are worth listening to, a press statement, even if not, or a press briefing would have been passed to that note to assure Lagosians that your safety is paramount. Because the truth is this, life means nothing to us in Nigeria. That's just the truth. Once life is lost, because the funniest thing is, we have bad news every day. So once something happens now, it will trend. In less than 48 hours, another bad news will happen. It becomes a thing of the past. It becomes a reported speech. Before you know, another one. Before you know, another one. So that is why you notice that justice cannot be served. And then I would also advise the government, if people believe that they cannot get justice, why not let them pursue their case? Give them every tool. Because I don't see any reason why fiat should be denied in such nature. This is not an issue of you're trying to hide. If you think things are open, just tell the family, okay, you want fiat? Yes, we do. What do you want us to provide for you to get justice? We will support you, come rain, come sunshine. I'm telling you, by now we would have gotten justice. By now we would have gotten justice. But you see, that judgment to me is not justice. It's just a tip of the iceberg. Like, to me, the driver is just 1% of whatever happened. Because I could remember that was prior to 2023 election. Her body parts were not mutilated. There was no mutilation. But something happened in that bus. It was not just mere rape. If I am to look at the case, it's a case of kidnapping, gang rape, and murder. But they are trying to just sideline into the driver being a rapist. It is more than him being a rapist. Andrew Nice is bigger than a rapist. He's a delivery guy that is involved in crime. Well, with that, though the case is no more in court, so I won't say I'm trying to preempt the court of law. Because whatever you say, they'll tell you you're trying to preempt the court. So, but that's why I've not been speaking for a long time. Okay. Let them do whatever they want to do. When it is time for us to also come out, we'll come out to speak. But in all fairness, let's be sincere, the Nigerian police, they've not done us justice. The Nigerian police has not done us justice because everything that was used in the court of law was due to the voice notes that Bamise did. The Nigerian police cannot tell us this is the investigation that they carried out to nail the driver, and this is so far so good. If you're trying to even give me justice for a lost soul, you should be able to carry the aggrieved family along.
That's it.
We have a police officer in the family. If you're not ready to speak with everybody, so far so good though. This is what we've done. This is where we are. This is what we think we would achieve. This is what we think we would achieve. But you're trying to like tell us, don't get involved in the case, blah, 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 blah. Things are not going to work that way. Things are not going to work that way. Let's just be realistic. Things are not going to work that way. But anyway, let's be hopeful that government will listen and those at large, because they know there are people at large. A woman who happened to be the person that helped in cleaning the bus, because she was dropped half naked. Normally, it was more like she only had her top on. It was passerby that used wrapper to cover her. It was passerby. Because the police confirmed. We're not the ones that said so. It was the police officers at the Bute Road that were like, I know a man came and reported that then passerby came and covered her. In fact, when they found her corpse, she was not fully dead. She was not completely dead. But they knew she could not survive the heat. And according to autopsy, there was stress all over her, dragging. So who are those people? What is our forensics department doing? The forensics that was carried out in the BRT bus, do we have the results? No. Both the Nigerian police, the Justice Department, they've never come out to tell us that after carrying out the forensic investigation, so-so thumbprint has been found, and we're trying to push it into our database to see if we can get A, B, or C. So that is just that anyway. Hopefully, we pray and hope that
the Yaba, when it comes to this kind of case, they will be the one to handle it. So what I heard then was that the phone is actually with the police. So, but I did not authenticate it because when I had the IPO then, when I asked him then, he didn't give me, a yes or no. He asked me to come to his office, of which I did. Okay, but that was the day I had to, write statements.